The administrators at Hearts arrived at Tynecastle this morning to begin the painful task of telling staff whether they still have a job or not. With the club facing debts of £25 million, one of the administration team said it was as bad as a situation as he'd ever seen. Our senior football reporter Chris McLaughlin is at Tynecastle tonight. Chris.
Yes, Sally, day two of administration here at Hearts. The day the administrators took up office, and for some, the day the axe fell on their jobs. Yesterday the announcement, today the reality. Administrators BDO arrived at Tynecastle to take control of a club fighting for its life.
It's just, listen, it's just to make sure the club is saved, and we're going to do whatever that takes to achieve that.
Staff, including manager Gary Locke, were summoned after hearing the job losses could be brutal. And then a staff meeting and a long walk to hear their fate. Just who would stay and who would go. But the axe was to fall individually at a series of one-to-one meetings. The news from the administrators later in the afternoon confirmed the fears and outlined the task ahead.
We have inherited a fairly bleak situation in terms of there is no cash in the club at the moment, and there is also no income due to the club. So that's put us in the situation where it's been very regrettable, but as of today, we've had to make 14 administrative staff, 9 full-time and 5 part-time redundant. And it is likely that 4 players, 2 youth and 2 senior, will also be made redundant.
You're a veteran of many football administrations. Just how desperate a situation is this one?
Well, we've got to be honest, it's as desperate as anything I've seen. To arrive in June when you have no income anyway, and to start off with absolutely no opening income at all, and you also have a situation where 7,000 season tickets have already been sold. It doesn't get much worse than that from that point of view. Trying to look at the positive side of it, we all know there's a huge fan base here.
And so as some staff look for new jobs, the club looks for a new buyer and a way out of a desperate situation. Yes, a difficult day for this club and difficult days to come as well. One of the men tasked with saving Hearts is the BDO administrator, Trevor Birch, who I'm delighted to say joins me now. Trevor, we heard from Brian Jackson there, who painted a very bleak picture. What is the plan to generate cash immediately?
Well, there are not many options open to us, Chris, really. And of course, the easiest and the quickest option to us is to go to the fans yet again. And we're hopeful that in selling a further 2,000 to 3,000 season tickets, that will provide us with the cash to give us the breathing space to enable us to get an interested party over the line.
Do you have a timescale for that?
Not really, but we're hopeful that that's within 3 to 4 months in the shortest timescale, but it might take a little longer, and hopefully the cash that we can raise from the fans in this short period will give us that time to get that over the line.
We know that 4 players will lose their jobs. Will the others be asked to take wage cuts?
We're still looking at that, and there may be 2 or 3 who we need to readjust their salaries, but they haven't been discussed with those players, and I don't really want to go into that just at the moment.
Let's talk about buyers. Are there any? Are there bids on the table?
No bids on the table, but there are interested parties out there, probably 3 or 4, who we're obviously talking to and hopeful that that will progress.
But you are optimistic this club is savable?
Yeah, I'm optimistic in that, you know, it's got a fantastic fan base, and I think with the right payroll structure, with the revenue that can be generated from the fans, then it has a sustainable future.
OK, Trevor, thank you very much indeed for joining us this evening. On the day where Hearts make 14 members of staff redundant, including 4 players, attention now turns to finding a buyer.
Chris McLaughlin, thank you very much.